Hello everyone, welcome back to Learning to Live Life on a Budget. My name is Millie, and if you are here watching this video, welcome. This is going to be my cash unstuffing of all of my envelopes and then a restuffing. If you've seen my previous videos, then I'm sorry for repeating myself, but for those who haven't, I am currently unstuffing and restuffing because I need to meet a goal of £1,300 for the car I have on order. The one I was meant to get was going to be £200 up front. It's a disability car and I have to pay towards the advance of it. And yeah, I had to change the order because in the UK, I don't know if it's worldwide, but I know definitely in the UK there is a shortage of new build cars and a shortage of products, and so the car I wanted has been delayed for another few months, and they offered me one that I'd have to pay £1,300 up front for, that would hopefully come through a lot sooner. So yeah, we have to restuff because I have money in all different envelopes, and this is obviously 200 to 1,300. I've got to find extra 1,100 from somewhere. So yeah, that's what's going on today. I am going to do a bit of a Q&A, so thank you to everyone who's commented and given me some questions they'd like me to answer. So if you're happy to join me, this will probably be a long one. Grab a coffee or whatever you're drinking, maybe a snack. If you've got one, let me know. And let's get started. So I did actually just pause it to go and shove and put a jumper on. Really funny weather here today, it keeps going hot and cold, so you might see me with jumper, might see me without it. So how this is going to run is, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start unstuffing and start answering questions as I unstuff. I have a lot of coins. All savings challenges are being stopped and unstuffed as well, so for all my coins I'm going to shove it in this old paint jar here. I might count this up at the end. I might just leave it because I'll go and take the coins to change them up. So before we start, I just need to show you I still have 2 bags of coins from the penny jar when I emptied it. So that's going to go in. I think, yeah, there's £3 something in 1p and £8.80 in 20p. So we know that the coins are off to a good start, but any other coins I'm just going to shove them in here. So I'll just take a quick sip of coffee and we will get cracking. Good stuff, that's going to be needed. I have got a little bit of a croaky throat. Hay fever is getting me good. Let's just unstuff this jar because it's all just coins. And like all that. So that's already in and out the way. I'm really sorry, I hope I don't cough much. Oh, also just to state that 3 envelopes won't be getting unstuffed. Week 5, debts and school. Now school also has a savings challenge, and that savings challenge is going to be carried over because school is coming up. So as I unstuff, I have money everywhere at the moment and I'm dropping it, so I continue to want it to be everywhere. Come here, Johnny. Let's start answering some questions. So Budget Meadow asked me to talk more about my cats. I have 3 cats. My first one and my eldest one is Fraser. He's 13. He was a rescue. I rescued him when he was 4 years old. He has had lots of health issues. He lived with a elderly gentleman who went into a care home, and so that's how he ended up being in a foster home. And I spoke to a rescuing agency about rescuing a cat, and yeah, I found him. He's absolutely adorable. He came to us at 4. He was just the friendliest cat ever. He'd never been around children or anything like that, but he just loved them. Now he's getting older. All his excuse me, hang on. Sorry, I just had to clear my throat. It wasn't going away. A bit like a frog. Yeah, now Fraser's getting older. Lots of quirks coming out. He absolutely detests with a passion the vets. So it's really hard to get him in there because it's just too traumatic for him. But yeah, he's quite funny. All of my cats are indoor cats because Frasier has allergies. And when Frasier was, he'd never been out. And then when I got him, I let him out after a little while. And he was just going in everyone else's house and eating whatever food he could find or whatever anyone would give him. So, by the way, I just took the emergency £5 out of my purse that I keep in there for emergencies. I've never spent it. So, taking it out. Yeah, so because of that, he's not allowed out anymore because I didn't want to pay vet bills. And the other two aren't interested in going out because they're more timid or scared. So that's Frasier. He's very quirky. His current thing is sleep by the open window. I have sash windows and I have like a grate that I was gifted by someone, and I put it in the window so they feel all the breeze, and he just loves that. He's living his old man days basically. Then I have Moo. She's 5. Her name is Moo because she has cow prints on her. Week 5's not getting unstuffed. So she looks a bit like a cow. She's my daughter's cat. She is loving, but she knows her own mind. Oh boy, gosh. And she'll tell you if you pick her up or stroke her when she doesn't want attention. She'll like go like a low level growl, but super loving. She is the mum of the cats. Very gender specific, but she absolutely adores them. School's not getting unstuffed either. And she loves my youngest Bobby, who is 2 years old, and he was born in lockdown, and my friend's cat got pregnant. Bobby was born, and he's a little ginger kitty cat, like a ginger tabby, absolutely gorgeous. It's like a little tiger with all his stripes. Don't worry, some of these envelopes might get restuffed. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, and he is my baby. He absolutely loves me to pieces. He sleeps with me every night on my bed. He follows me around everywhere. He's currently sleeping over there while I film. He just likes to be close. He's very scared of everything. I got a new washing machine and he was just terrified of it for months. The first 2 to 3 months, if we put the washing machine on, he'd run and hide under my bed. So that's them. Moo likes to groom Bobby. Frasier might groom Bobby sometimes. They are just, they didn't like, every time a new cat came into the house, they would get the ump. But they don't hate each other. They still very much love each other. Yeah, and they play together. Moo and Bobby do. Frasier doesn't tend to want to play because he's older. Jets isn't getting unstuffed. Hopefully I can keep that and save it towards paying off my phone. And yeah, they're just such a joy, and I feel so lucky to have them because they're all really cuddly, affectionate, loving cats. And that's not always, the case, is it? Cats would like to be quite independent as well. So, yeah. So this is my savings challenge binder. Everything's getting unstuffed. Oh, and so is this pot. Let's not forget that. Should we do that first? So, I hope that's enough. I can give more information on the cats. I was going to get the old tablet out so I could show pictures, but I was worried that you might see my face in the reflection. Hopefully my descriptions are good enough, or if anyone's interested, I can now post as a creator onto YouTube, like put posts up. I did for this Q&A as well, and I could always put a picture of the cats on there, couldn't I? But yeah, they're my fur babies. I just adore them. I feel so lucky to have them. I just love them so much. So my next question was from Jerry Glass. And Jerry asked, what was your profession before your disability? So what I was doing before I left my job was I was working as a teaching assistant in an SEN school. So working with children with special needs. I just completed my HLTA assessment, so it meant I was a higher level teaching assistant and I was a teacher's support, and I also taught my own lessons and subjects, and I planned lessons. I worked predominantly with children with autism towards the end. Some of these I'm just putting here because they're going to get restuffed. Yeah, predominantly children with autism, and challenging behaviour was what I've done for the last 2 to 4 years. I've worked with children with varying disabilities. I've worked in mainstream schools and special needs schools, and I have taught in mainstream and special needs. I did want to be a teacher, but I'm just not sure if I want to go back into the education system. I miss my job. I loved my job. As hard as it was to do my job, I loved it. But yeah, so that was what I did, and I missed the children so much. Not gonna lie, it was hectic, it was chaotic. Every day was completely different, especially working with children with challenging behaviour. I have had so many experiences, and what I will say is working specifically in special needs rather than in mainstream support in special needs is that I learnt a whole different way of teaching. And the teaching and the education we gave was much more like physical. It wasn't sitting at a desk, so it's just completely different. And yeah, and focusing on independence and things, which actually sometimes is much more important than, you know, learning algebra. So yeah, I hope that answers that. I have a degree in child development in the early years, so 0 to 8. Not specifically just the development of a child, but like the whole life of a child. So like how society impacts it, parents, family structures, everything like that. So basically the growth of a child. That's Moo. She might be coming to join us. So Budget Meadow, you might get a glimpse of one of the cats coming down. Are you bringing everything with it? A very close up of the cats. You see what I mean about the cow prints? Yeah, so I loved it and I miss it, but obviously I was going to be off long-term sick. The school I worked in needed a replacement. They couldn't just afford to keep paying me to be off. So yeah, unfortunately my time there came to an end. Hi Moo. Yeah, that is that one. So now everything is unstuffed. Before I answer any more questions, shall I have a quick count up? So I'm not going to include these. This is my mini emergency fund savings. It was £35, but I thought I should put it in the emergency fund. And the back to school is going to go in there. So before I go on to more questions, let's have a little count at how much we have here. I'm not going to count the coins, although this is a very filled, and it's a little bit heavy actually. Let's give this a whirl. So in 20s we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 80. So that's 680. That's a fair old start to get to 1300, isn't it? And then tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 91, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 92, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 93, 10, 20, 30, 330, 1010. Ooh. We're getting close. Unfortunately, I need to restuff some of this money for this week and next month. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. So plus 165. 1175. Wow, that is so close. I'm just trying to do the math in my head, but I can't. Yeah, I can. £125 to reach the car goal, but unfortunately I need to take some of this. I need to cash stuff next for week 4, and I need to cash stuff some money into monthly rollover to start July, because I don't get paid till the middle of July, just to buy food and things. I don't know about you guys, but I have like a little wobble because I was doing so well saving for Christmas and I didn't want to tap into that, but I'm wondering if I should just reach the car goal and then I can start restuffing my envelopes again. So yeah, let's see how we go. So I will run you quickly through my stuffing for week 4, and then as I stuff other envelopes I will go back into questions. So groceries, if you've seen my week 3 check-in, I did an extra food shop ready for week 4, so I'm just giving myself 5. Today is Saturday, I'm not going anywhere. Tomorrow is Sunday, I'm not going anywhere, and I don't have a lot planned this week. I had quite a busy week last week, so hopefully quieter week this week. So I've given myself £5 for spending, £5 for travel, and then electric's going to get 40, but I'm going to do it in 10s because I want the 20s for cargo. So 40 in electric, and that's it all stuffed. And nothing going back into monthly rollover. So I'm just going to grab a sip of drink. All this stinking and counting and talking. Okay, so next question. I am simple budgets. What is my short-term goals? So my short-term goals would be that I did make notes because otherwise I'll ramble on for hours. Financially wise, I want to build up my sinking funds and an emergency fund, and then I've already coloured this ready. And then I want to be able to clear my debt. I don't have a lot of debt. I wouldn't say I'm on a debt journey as such, but it would be nice just to know I'm debt free. I had that experience when I went bankrupt in 2019. But yeah, it would just be nice to not have to worry. I'd save myself a little bit of cash each month in my minimum payments, so that would be my goal short term, just to, you know, it would be really nice to be like starting on saving for Christmas next year, because Christmas this year is paid for, but just having the money for Christmas this year would be a bonus. And then also, like, lifestyle wise, just to become a more healthy and well-rounded, and I want to say recover, but I am on a recovery journey from my breakdown last year, so slowly we're getting there. Rollover is getting 250, so I'm just going to count that out as I talk. Long term wise, my sheet up here. By my getting ahead of myself, long-term goal wise, financially, I would like to buy a house. I think that will be a very difficult one for me though, unless partners get with someone and be able to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But to own my own car, like outright, and like be financially stable, really. That would be what I want. Have a lot of 5s here. Let's count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 50. So £50 in 5s there. Gonna have to find somewhere to chuck it. 100. I want 250. Yeah, so I'd like to buy my own car and just be financially stable. But I think a massive goal, like life and money, would be able to afford to work part time. 120, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah. I haven't done denominations, so this normally I do work out denominations for monthly rollover, but I just have a lot of 5s in all my envelopes. Yes, there's 250 here. Hopefully I've counted that right. We'll soon find out. Yeah, so long term, I would love to be able to afford to work part time. So when I left uni and I started working, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40. When I started working, I worked part time because I'd had a breakdown, and then financially I just couldn't afford it. And I couldn't afford to, like, cutting back my benefits and things like that, even though I wasn't earning enough or anything else. And yeah, so it meant that I went full time, and I think that maybe that was really detrimental. Well, I know that it was really detrimental to my mental health. 10, 20, 30, 40. How much is left? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 110. Okay, 100 there. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 in Christmas. Yeah, so that would be my goal, short term and long term, is just to be healthy and well, have some money behind me, like some money in sinking funds. It's horrible having like these sinking funds and having nothing in them. I think all health. My daughter's got an eye test at the end of the year, and although she'll get a voucher towards her glasses and that, if she sees some that she likes that I've got to put money towards, it would be nice to have money in here. Really wanted to put money in days out, but I'll see what's left over. Yeah, so, and just, yeah, be able to financially afford to work part-time, because I think that's going to be pretty vital for me long term, for my health. But obviously financially it's really hard to do that. Simple Budgets also asks what was my favourite home cooked budget meal. So I've got a variety here. Generally pasta, because you can do anything with pasta. You can get a jar of pesto for £1. Just have cheese. You could have salad with it. Like, there's so many things you can do with pasta. And the budget pasta, you can pick up a bag for, it used to be like 20p, but it's gone up to about 30 to 40p, I think. We like to have spaghetti bolognese, but the price of mince has gone up. So obviously that's not affordable for some people. And I would say roast chicken is one of my favourites. It's not necessarily budget friendly, but you can get a bigger chicken, get a decent sized chicken for £3 to £4, I think, or hopefully. I haven't bought one for a few weeks, so I don't know what the current price is, but you can do all the trimmings for the cheap, and then you can make so many leftovers from it. You can stretch that chicken so far. Things I like to do with leftover roast chicken are have another roast dinner, bubble and squeak with the veg. I will like do chicken sandwiches or a chicken curry, chicken stew. well, I do more of a chicken soup, but I have done chicken stew in the slow cooker with the leftover chicken, veggies and potatoes. Chicken pasta as well, that's another favourite. Like, there's so much you can do with it. So although it's necessarily not the cheapest outlay, like, because you've got to go and spend a couple of quid on a chicken, it's like an all-round meal that is healthy, it's filling, it's satisfying. If you like roasts like we do, we love our roasts. And yeah, 3, 4, 5. Oh, perfect. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And then I'm just getting everything ready to count. It should be in hundreds. Simple Budgets also asked, what is our favourite expensive or luxury home cooked meal? So I would say steak. Like a really nice steak. I once had a date with a guy, and he spent £20 on each pork chop that he cooked for me. I mean, it was amazing. I was like, £20 on a pork chop? Like, he bought two, £40. Like, that's ridiculous. You can buy a pack of 4 for like under a fiver in Tesco's or whatever. But it was really, really nice. So a really nice steak with a nice bottle of wine. I don't drink lots, but sometimes I just really fancy it, or like a really nice bottle of beer, and like to have like onion rings, a really nice salad. I'd probably get a pre-prepared one if I was having a really treat one. And like, I'd buy like the ready prepared veg that you just kind of whack in the microwave or the oven. Oh, and a cauliflower cheese, and we get asparagus because that's off. We love it, but we hardly ever have it because it isn't the cheapest. Even in season, it's not that cheap, or it's not as cheap as like broccoli or a bag of mixed frozen veg. So that would be my expensive home cooked meal. Like, you know, like those. So I don't know if they do them in other countries, but in the UK, a lot of supermarkets do like a dine-in meal for two, for like a tenner or 15 quid, and you got like a starter, a main, dessert, and a bottle of wine. Or sometimes you can choose a couple out of that, and they always feel so fancy. That's what I would do. So should we have a bit more counting, and then I'll answer some more questions. So this is the first 100, hopefully. 20, 40, 60, 80. I haven't counted properly. 100. I need more room. Let's just get rid of you for a minute and put this over here very quickly. Sophia asked me what my favourite sinking fund was. I'm going to put 100 in the envelope and colour it in. By the way, if you saw my other envelope, I was a bit worried because it had it on the front. I know it's going to be all my money in one place. So I decided to do it like this, and I'm going to hide it somewhere in my home. The colours for the envelope are going to be grey and like a beigey colour, because the original car I ordered was sand colour, and the new one is going to be grey, so why not? Yeah. Sophia asked me what's my favourite sinking fund. I think at the moment it's birthdays, purely because I never saved for birthdays. It was always like come out of the paycheck before, especially like my daughter's birthday and that, or bigger birthdays. And it's the same for Christmas, so I'm excited for, like, I was so happy to fully fund birthdays, and like all my birthdays are paid for up until September now. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. By the way, each thing on here equals 100 to get to 1300. There should be 13. The it's a colon, isn't it? I always get confused. The colon is 1. Yeah, so birthdays is my favourite, or it has been, and I'm excited for Christmas. Just because I know I'm not going to be scrimping, or like not really being able to afford to buy much food because I'm trying to pay for Christmas and things like that. So yeah, really, really excited for that. So may seem a bit sad, but it's what I like. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Sophia also asked, if money was no object, then what would you do? If money was no object and I had all the money in the world, I would travel the world in a van, and I would also do charity work. I've always said if I won the lottery, I would like go and do the charity work myself rather than giving the money to charities. 20, 40, 60, 80. Maybe that seems really mistrusting of me, but I would, yeah, I would, you know, I would hire the helicopter and I would drive it out to fly it out to countries with food struggles, and I would take the supplies on a boat over to countries and build them houses and schools, and or I'd go and ask the people that what they wanted, like, you know, do you want me to build your school? Do you want your children to go to school? Or, you know, are you happy living the way you are? Because 24, 60, 81, just because we do it doesn't mean that it's what they would do in their society or what they want. So yeah, I would get a big van, my daughter and the cats be loaded up, and we just go traveling the world and just really like exploring what everyone has to offer. 24, 60, 80, 100. So that's what I would do. And if I could oh, and then after I've done all of that, I would have a self-sufficient farm where I grew my own vegetables, and I had a couple of like animals and that, like goat for goat's milk and things like that. Not necessarily to eat them, but just to help. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Yeah, so that is what I do. And then she also asked, what 3 things would I buy if money was no object? So a farm, a car. I would like a holiday home, but then if I've travelled the world, I might just be quite happy to be at home. A dishwasher. Oh, I'd love a dishwasher. 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100. Oh, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I can't count. I'm going to take £20 out of one of the envelopes I stuffed just so it's at 100. It's probably going to be Christmas. How much did I put in fuel? Yeah, so yeah, a dishwasher would be amazing. 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. No, because I'm going to need fuel when I get the car. Yeah, definitely. It's not very exciting, I'm sorry, but it is honest. That's what I would do. 10, 20, £30 for Christmas isn't bad, is it? It's not what I had. I had 170. I was so happy, but we'll restuff it in no time at all, I'm sure. Next question is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sweet. Is from Sophia still. She asked me, have you tried to help family and friends with finances? The answer is yes. And she said, if yes, how did it go? It's been different with every person. I've never been one to be able to really... I've always been really bad financially. I've helped out like monetary wise with like family and stuff. So like my mum's cooker broke and I bought her a new cooker for Christmas one year and things like that. And like I've had friends and they used to borrow money and stuff like that. So yeah, I have. I had one friend sort of get into the cash envelopes, and then she sort of like lost momentum, but I think she liked them because they were pretty more than anything, and the idea of saving money. And then I've got another friend who isn't into all the different styles of envelopes, you know. She just makes a list and she's doing cash and using just plain paper envelopes, and she's really into it, but she's meeting a lot of resistance from her husband, because he used to be in charge of the finances and he used to spend what he liked, and then he'd say, this is how much we've got left. So for them that's been quite difficult, but she's determined, you know, because they have not a high income, not a low income, but a decent income. So she really wants to be able to get that under control. Yeah, so that one's going really well. And I'm trying to help and support her as much as I can, but obviously it's very, very hard when your marriage comes into it. And she also asked, do you invest? No, I don't understand investments and things. I've got a friend that does Bitcoin. I have no idea. It goes straight over my head. So I don't invest. Everything I have is here, apart from the money in my account for my bills. So, yeah. And also, Sophia's last question was, my favourite memory from childhood. I have two. I grew up in like the countryside, and we went for a walk one day, and I was quite young. We took the dog on a walk, and had a bag of Doritos, and we stopped to see the sheep, and they stole the bag of Doritos and ripped them open, and they love cheese Doritos, do sheep. And now it's like a running joke with everyone that I'm going to go feed sheep Doritos or crisps. You know, oh, there's a sheep over there, hide your crisps before Millie goes and feeds the sheep. Like with my friends and that, because I always tell them when we see sheep, oh, they love cheese Doritos. And my other favourite memory from childhood is I still love the Formula One, but I don't really watch it anymore because of time and paying for extra channels on Sky and stuff. You can get the highlights on free channels, but it's not the same as watching the whole thing. And it's something that I don't get to speak to my dad anymore. We don't. This is a long story. I'm not even going to go there. And but yeah, he used to watch the Formula One with me. And one year it was on my birthday, and it was abroad from the UK. It was on at like 4 a.m. And he woke up extra early and made me pancakes, and we had pancakes and watched Formula One. I'm one of those that enjoys the simple things in life, and I always try to keep that. So before I go on to my last set of questions from someone, should we just share this here? Car goal. So each one is 100. So this is 1,300 in total. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 pounds. Wow, I'm nearly there. I'm nearly there, guys. I just need 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 to go. Little victory dance. I probably could meet that. I mean, I would like to put some money in days out, but and part of me thinks, oh, should I have not put anything in Christmas emergency or fuel? Should I have taken the stuff out of school and debts? Week 5 I definitely need. Could I do less than monthly rollover? But this means that I am comfortable. I'm not living the high life still, but I'm nearly there. I am going to get a refund. If you saw my week 3 check-in, I hired a van. I paid a £300 deposit, which I'll get back into my account this week. So then that will just leave me 200 to go. And I've not even had it confirmed that the car's been built yet. It's meant to be built yesterday. I think it was meant to be built or start the build. So we'll see. But while I'm doing the other questions, I'll just go through the change, because obviously we have quite a bit of change here. I'm not going to count it up. I'm going to lay it out for you guys to see. If you want to leave a comment to see how much change you think I have, I'm hoping like maybe £50. That would be amazing, because that means I'm halfway to my next cross off. But I will take it to the bank and I'll change it up when I go out this week, probably to go and get the £300 refund out of my bank so I can't spend it. So that's £3.16 in there, it looks like. £8.80 in there. So I'm really sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. Nursida. I'll show it just so you can get the recognition like everyone else. Nursida. Hopefully I've said it right. I'm so sorry if I said it wrong. You asked me a couple of questions as well. So you asked me about if I was on a deserted island, what 3 items would I take? Well, I would love to take my daughter, but and the cats, and obviously like food, shelter and everything else. But I think actually, if I had to choose, like basically, I would take a knife, some rope, and a very large bottle of vodka. The knife because you can hunt, you can cut and all of that. A rope because how you can build a shelter using rope and things like that. Make a fishing line or something. And vodka as an antiseptic. And also if you get a bit bored and you want some fun. Yeah, that's what I would take. You've also asked me what country would I travel to on holiday if I had to choose one? Now, I've obviously said I'd like to be travelling around the world, but I mean, if I had to live somewhere else, it would probably be like Finland, Iceland, or Denmark, because they're quite well-known rated happy countries. But I would also go to, if I were to choose to go on holiday, it would be New Zealand, because I think it's just beautiful. You see the pictures. I have a great uncle that lives out in New Zealand, and he did say if when I was going through quite a difficult time in my life, that if I wanted to move over there, he would help support me. I just have to pay for flights, and he would help with the visa and that, but I couldn't even afford the flights at the time. So that was that. And hobbies, well, now is budgeting. I used to have an allotment and grow my own fruit and veg, and I used to do a lot of sewing and making clothes, and I really want to get that back. I'm trying to refine myself after my breakdown. I should have done a little spiel at the beginning about myself for people that haven't seen my videos before, so I'll do it in a minute if you're sitting there thinking, what are you on about, woman? But yeah, I play The Sims a lot for free time. In my free time. I really enjoy that, so that's got to be a hobby. I love reading and cooking, but I find them a real challenge on bad days. So yeah, and I'm still struggling with reading, just for it to make sense and retain it. So that would be my hobbies. And I like to go on walks in nature and stuff, which is again part of the reason why having a car would be so beneficial. I'm going to take these 2p's out so that they can go into my 2p pot when I take my daughter to the arcades. Yeah, so yeah, and I love the beach. I love swimming. I'd really like to do sea swimming, but I'm a little bit scared too. Yeah, I have beaches near me and the sea, but they've had a lot of sewage leaks in the last year, and I'm a bit like, oh, I used to swim in that, so I'm not sure. So there's quite a bit of change here. There's a lot of £2 and quite a few pounds. So I'm hoping maybe we won't reach the £50 mark, but maybe 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. There's £16 and £2, so maybe we'll reach 30, 40. That would be nice. So that is all of the questions and all of the money done and counted, apart from the exact amount in change, but I will do that when I get the £300 back. But yeah, so for anyone who's new to the channel and been watching this video, a quick about me. I should have done this at the beginning. I intended to. I may have done. I've just forgotten that I've said it. So again, apologies. But my name is Millie. I am a single mum. I have a teenager who's got 1 year left at school. I have a child at 16. Yeah. So do the math kind of thing. So I'm in my early 30s now, and we live in the middle of the city. I was working with children with special needs. Oh, that's another point. Jerry asked me about my profession, and I answered that question, but I also forgot to say that I was also a carer part-time on weekends and holidays for a child with multiple disabilities, and I absolutely loved it. I did it like, it was basically done as self-employed, so it was like a side hustle, you could say. But in like August, when it's the UK summer holidays, I would earn about up to £200 a week, and that's one of the things about when I say about being financially stable, when having sinking funds and emergency fund, because I used to, when I was working, do more overtime and everything else, and now I'm on benefits. You can't do that. Well, people do, but I don't want to get into the rules of all that, and it's not for me to risk it. But yeah, so and I used to do that, and I love doing that, and in the future that might be something I look into more heavily. I used to support this individual in the community and take them for days out and things like that, which is why I wanted to have lots of money in the days out envelope this year, because it will be the first year that I'm not working with her, and they used to refund me my fees, so I would only pay for my daughter for trips out. So this year we'll have to pay for both of us. But yeah, I used to work in with children with special educational needs, predominantly children with autism. I used to work part-time on the side, caring for someone with special needs as well, and taking them out into the community and just giving them fun times and fun life, and giving parents and carers a break. And now I've had a mental breakdown. I have bipolar and EUPD. They're my main two diagnoses. And just recovering. So if you haven't watched this channel before and you've wondered what I've been whittering on about, that's why. And I'm a cat mama to 3 fur babies. And today what have I even done with it? I've lost it. Oh, there it is. It's because it's not got writing on the front. And today was the unstuffing. And I can't even remember how much we had now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. £800 for the cost. So should we quickly, just before I go, double check there's £800 in here? Because I didn't do that, did I? So 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 2, 20, 40, 60, 80, 3, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 80, 97, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, £800 towards my goal of £1,300. So hopefully we're nearly there, and then we can start restuffing some envelopes. So I hope this wasn't too boring. If you're still here, well done. The long ones are always good to watch, but sometimes it's having the time to watch them. So I'm going to go hide this on my safe. And wow, thank you for joining me, and thank you for all your support and your questions. They were fantastic. I really had to have a little think about a lot of them, but it was also really good because of where I am at in my own life, where everything's been up in the air and everything's changed, and leaving my job and changing money and discovering cash stuffing and savings, and everything's changing in my life. That actually was really nice to have a sit and think about this, and some of the, you know, different types of questions, like being on a desert island, traveling, talking about the cats because they're a lot to me, talking about my job, or my what was my job, because I don't know what I want to do next. Do I carry on doing what I'm doing, or do I change? Just reminding me how much I loved doing what I was doing, and thinking about like food, because I love food, and like goals and stuff, goal setting. It was really nice to actually reflect and have a think, because I'm in a place where things have been a bit crazy the last month, but I'm doing much, well, I want to say much better. I'm getting there. So it was a really, really nice video to film for you guys. So thank you so much for joining me. Please leave a comment below. Comment how much you think all this is going to come to. So you've had a little sneak preview. There's £16 and £2 coins, £3.16, £8.80 there. There was loads of 50p's and stuff. So if you want to have a guess, feel free, and I will go and take it to the bank and then cash stuff it, and you can find out in the next video. So take care, everyone, and I hope you have a lovely weekend, a lovely week, a lovely rest of June, because there's only 1 week to go. Less than a week. Take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye, guys.